power, got the streets devoured. Gold chains glisten in the hour, flow like a sizzling shower. Spit fire like a dragon, crews left staggering. Imagine in the habit, check it, Big Daddy moving. Calculating the scheme, rough neck, no bleeding. Hardcore eyes gleam, C-block dominion. Pure raw strength in the kitchen.
Big Daddy, could you please ask these motherfuckers if they know what time it is?
Do you motherfuckers know what goddamn time it is?
I don't think they do. Tell them what time it is.
It is time for Big Daddy to bring his big dick up in here.
You heard it here. So let's jump in right in. Well, this is the time where we get to hang out with Big Daddy. This section of our show is a little bit more NSFW than the rest of it. If you can believe it, we've been trying to be clean the whole time. I was so happy because Pete was going down that road of the Price is Right models, and I thought he was going to start. Like, come on, you were beating off to the Price is Right models, and I absolutely was beating off to the Price is Right models. But I don't want to say that in front of my wife and her, So, so he went. You went just. He didn't. He kept it. He kept it family, and I appreciate that. But
I don't have such restrictions.
Now,
would you look at that? Big Daddy figured out that you can use emojis in your super.
No, and I don't. If we could, I don't know what that says. Does anybody know what that is? Now it's not there. Oh. I know.
That says Eagle, Big Daddy, Eagle.
They're Eagles.
They're Eagles.
Oh, because of the football franchise, the Philadelphia football franchise has they're some kind of championship or something. They're in the bowl that is super. Yeah. I don't know if I know that there's always been restrictions on using that word. I don't know what applies to us and what.
As long as we don't use that word in such a way that we could profit from it, we're allowed to use the word.
We can say Super Bowl just as long as nobody pays us.
You're saying it.
Or we can't promote anything that we're going to do around it. But we can say that it's going to happen. We know that it's coming. Have a quick sports talk about it, but outside of that context, no dice.
Well, this isn't a sports show, but there's another, I guess championship or there's a record breaker. The woman broke the world record for the amount of men she was intimate with in a 12-hour period. Well, good. Let's get into it. Okay. Good evening, degenerates and responsible citizens alike. This is Matty Rockdef bringing you the news nobody asked for, but everyone can't stop talking about. In a shocking twist of world record stupidity, OnlyFans star Bonnie Blue has admitted that of the 1,057 men that she allegedly bedded in a 12-hour marathon, lucky number one went in raw. Because, well, he forgot. Oh, sweet summer child. If that's your excuse, what else are these guys forgetting? Their keys, their wedding vows, their will to live after this poor life decision? Bonnie, whose job description seems to be community outreach, but make it gross, defended the situation by saying, it's normal for men to forget in the heat of the moment. Yeah, well, it's also normal to forget your email password, Bonnie, but not to gamble with a biological time bomb. Now, let's do the math. Statistically, 1 in 5 men have an STI, which means roughly 211 dudes in that record-breaking lineup could have been playing a game of tag you're it with something penicillin resistant.
That's true, yeah.
And Bonnie, she's out here treating personal health like an optional DLC pack. She even said that she's happy to risk HIV for her work.
That's a little twisted.
Dude, most people wouldn't risk bad Wi-Fi for the job, and you're speed running an epidemiological.
Epidemiological.
Yes, what those dudes said.
Epidemiological.
I heard you say, thanks, Pete.
I try.
But the TV show. The Price is Right TV show.
Okay. Oh, you heard? Yeah. Well, it's also in a different block, but I love you.
Oh, doesn't count?
Yeah. No, it wasn't about you. Like, I was.
Sure.
I got in trouble live on the air at TMVP. All right. So. And you're out here speed running an epidemiological crisis.
Epidemiological.
All right.
Sound it out there, Matty.
Epidemiological.
Perfect.
Epidemiological.
It's not
epidemiological. And you're out here speed running an epidemiological crisis.
It's not nearly as hard as epididymis.
Epididymis. Well, as expected, social media erupted faster than a petri dish in a humid lab. One person said it's pure idiocy. Another suggested Bonnie needed to give her head a good wobble. Personally, I think she needs to give her CDC intervention and a hazmat suit. Her mother, by the way, is her PA, which means that this poor woman spent her golden years handing out condoms and Clorox wipes instead of baking cookies for grandkids. Dude, can you imagine being your daughter's PA on a porn on like a record-breaking porn? Like, she must be so proud. So there you have it, a new world record in reckless behavior, brought to you by the human equivalent of a cautionary tale. This has been the Reverend Professor. No, this has been Matty Rockdef reading Reverend Professor's copy, reminding you to double wrap your Christmas presents and your dick. Because unlike Bonnie's life choices, STDs do come with a lifetime warranty. That's
back to you, Matty Rockdef.
That's right. I didn't read that on purpose.
Well, I read it.
I noticed. So I would say everybody's up in arms because this first guy went without a condom, and then all these other dudes, and but those other dudes wore condoms. I would say the only one at risk was the dude who didn't wear a condom, because it's not like she wasn't practicing for the event. You dig what I'm saying, right? Like, you don't start off with 1,057.
No.
No, you know what I mean? You got to work. You start off with like 20.
You work up to that number.
If you really think about it, let's say, all right, you start off with 3. There's 3. Then the next time you're up to 5. That's 8. Then the next time you're up to 10. That's 18. Then you go up to 20. Now we're in the 30s. We're 38. 25. I lost my math. 38 plus 25. Pete's always correcting me. Just do the math. Then
how many?
38 plus 25.
What is that? 53?
53.
63.
63. 63. Then I was at 25, so I got to go to 30. Because she's not taking them in incremental, like, ones. You know, I mean, she's not going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's not like the same dude over and over again. Like, there might be some repeat customers in that 63. Now we're going to go to 30. That's 93. Now we're going to go to 40. Jesus, that's 133.
She doesn't, let's be clear, she doesn't have to, for the workout, for the practice, she doesn't have to have all new dicks. Like you said, there can be repeat customers.
There can be repeat customers, but every time you up the ante.
But when you go, when you move on to the,
that's more dicks.
Right.
And if the first guy, now think about this.
Dicks,
if the first dude,
stamina to train.
If I've got 5, I've got 5 different sessions.
She's just got to work up to to a solid 12 hours of banging.
Dude, so I got 5 right there. I've got 5 sessions, okay, of escalating men. Okay. Now, if the first one of each one of those dudes didn't use a condom, because that's normal, okay, that the guy that I was at the highest risk in this scenario that we're talking about was the dude who went raw.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, after everybody else saw that dude go raw, they made sure to package. Now, were they, I don't know, were they, Big Daddy, I'm sure you've seen it. Were they standing in a line, or did you guys stand in line jerking off, or did you have to, like, wait in a different room?
I think sometimes
So there's a couple of different rooms. There's the room with the main event, and then it's usually a large enough room. Sometimes you're standing in a separate room. So the room with the main event, you're all naked. If you're in a secondary room, then it's usually shirts but no pants, and you're jerking it slowly so that you're prepared, so you can just
So there's just a
jump right
bunch
in.
of dudes like Porky
Taking it?
Pig in it in another room.
Much like this podcast, it's a bundle of hot dogs.
Just a bunch of dudes jerking off.
It's just a bunch of dudes jerking off. Now, I will say, since condoms contain spermicidal lubricant, she really wasn't in danger from his raw dick, but he was definitely in danger from her raw acid-based pussy. Because, let's face it, vaginas are death traps.
Oh, yeah, if you get stuck in one, you can't breathe.
Right. They're acid traps. And that's the real danger here is aside from that, you also have the chafing.
Used to have a baby.
Yeah, it doesn't push back in very well.
And you keep breathing there.
And if you try, when you try to push it back in, they get that little soft spot on the top of their head, and it doesn't go well. You ever see a baby born with dents in his skull?
You probably dated his mama.
I probably dated his mama.
When Matt came out, he went, "Hey, do you like it?" Broke my camera. Well, anywho, in a transition so jarring it could give you whiplash, we move to another adult star, tempting fate. We transition from a one adult. Hey, Mike, why don't you read that?
In a transition so jarring it could give you whiplash, we move from one adult star tempting fate to another losing her life in a tragic turn of events. Ana Beatriz Pereira Alves, better known as Anna Polly, has died in Rio de Janeiro after falling from a hotel balcony while...
Are you okay, Big Daddy? Is this jarring news, or did you know this?
I was aware of this. I did apologize to her family. I get a little bit overzealous sometimes, and I promise it won't happen again.
After falling from a hotel balcony while reportedly filming a scene with 2 men. Now,
there were 3 of us there at the time.
There was a
That's
dude
the thing
holding
that they
the
didn't
camera, right?
report
There's the
correctly.
guy holding the camera.
Yes. He was Dante was holding the camera, and then myself and Tyrone, we were in the film, and we went to give a high five. So we've got her in midair, and I'm banging her, and he's in the front, and he's making sure like she's guarding the ball, and then at some point, yeah, but he turned around to get some Gatorade, and I'm still hitting it from the back, and when you get that last thrust, you you hit it and let it go, and she recoiled. See, this is what happens, and it's her fault, ladies. When you get the BBLs, you get more unnatural bouncing, and that's what happened. If she had a natural ass, it just would have had a normal recoil. But because she had that BBL, it just bounced like a helium bouncy ball, and before I know it, she just catapulted over the railing. And I'm glad I wore a condom so that I didn't leave any DNA in the scene.
That was probably smart.
Because I learned from the gangbang the previous week that I should probably strap up this time.
Is there any more to that, Mike?
I think we know everything we could possibly need to know at this point.
Well,
And the worst part of the story is that the people on the ground got to look up and see a pair of titties coming at them at terminal velocity. And if you've ever seen titties coming at you at terminal velocity, they kind of flap to the side before they come down. And if you thought a body bounces with just a body with a BBL and big titties bounces super high.
authorities have launched investigation, but early reports suggest that the two men present aren't exactly on the same page about what happened. Shocking, because if there's one thing you want when life is lost, it's a clear matching alibis from the last people to see them alive. Police are currently reviewing CCTV footage, interviewing hotel staff, and analyzing Anna's phone to determine whether this was a tragic accident or something far more sinister. Meanwhile, her heartbroken boyfriend, Pedro Enrique, has vowed that if someone is responsible, they will be held accountable.
Huh.
Now, to be fair, we did invite Pedro to watch us bank his girlfriend, and he opted not to. Clearly, that was his loss. But back to the her body bouncing. I don't know if you know how much blood bounces out of the human orifices when it hits the ground, but if you've seen blood and jizz go in opposite directions out from a bouncing dead body, it's pretty impressive. That thing got a good 20 feet north and south.
Fantastic. You
know that we are live streaming and your face is present. Correct?
Her friends say
That's what.
her friends say, and
That's why you're keeping it light, right?
That's why I'm staying light.
her friends say Anna had big dreams, was excited about future projects, and was actively growing her online presence, making this all the more devastating.
Now, to be fair, her big dream was my dick, so I fulfilled her big dream. And you know, when you die doing what you love, do you really
You just
die?
took it out of my mouth. You took it out of my mouth.
Whether accidental or not,
Which you didn't do for her. So
I did not do that for her, so you know, I'm glad someone got it.
Accidental or not, this tragedy serves as a grim reminder that not every scene has a safe ending. And the risks in this industry go far beyond STDs and poor life choices. Rest in peace, Anna Polly. This has been the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris reminding you that some risks aren't worth taking, whether it's unprotected sex with 1,057 men or filming a scene that ends with a fatal fall. Big Daddy?
It's also a good reminder that when you're having sex near a balcony, hold on to the handrail. And ladies, not for nothing, but if you take it in the face, then you know you can just take it in the face. Just kneel down, take it in the face, and you won't end up going over the railing. It's that when you try to be creative and different and special, shit like that happens.
I personally think that
take it in the
what
face.
should be happening is like the director should be held responsible. Just like they were holding Alec Baldwin responsible with Rust when the gun went off. I feel like the director, like why were we filming such an aggressive scene? You know, near about.
Well, she liked it rough. She did like it rough. Sometimes when you slap bitches, they enjoy it, and so you gotta slap them harder and harder. You gotta choke them a little bit, and you know other times you choke and dangle them over the balcony. But I blame Pedro because had Pedro been tapping that ass correctly, then me and Dante and Tyrone would never even have been in the puzzle picture to begin with. So Pedro, you know, my bad. but it's your fault.
But couldn't Dante have yelled "cut" before she got banged over the rail?
Well, he tried to yell cut, but it sounded more like cut.
No, he was yelling cunt, and Big Daddy was yelling, "Yeah, I'm railing her cunt, yeah."
Well, he said rail. He was. I thought he was saying rail her.
Railing.
I think he was saying
Yes.
railing.
See, you learn. Live.
Yeah. It's. I don't speak Portuguese. Obviously, there's a communication barrier, and this is what happens.
So, all right. I think we've taken this as farther than we should.
Probably. Yeah.
We've gone too far.
Way too far.
Yes. Once the C word comes out, you've gone too far.
That's usually when we try to, put the brakes on here.
And
wait, murder? Which was the cut? Is that the word?
The one, yeah. Okay. So the next story we got lined up, we giggled at the headline, but you want to go ahead and you want me to do it? I'll do it.
I got it. Sheep DNA, more than just fleece. It's a family affair. Breaking news from the bleeding side of history. Humans and sheep have been intertwined for over 11,000 years. And no, that's not a euphemism for some weird farm romance novel. It turns out we've been playing matchmaker with our woolly friends for millennia, selecting them for everything from coat colors to maybe milk production. Yes, cheese, folks. Yes, cheese. Yes, cheese, folks. Cheese.
Yes, cheese, folks. Cheese.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know.
No, I like your interpretation. Yes, cheese, folks. Cheese. A new study reveals that early farmers in Europe were already super into selective breeding for around 8,000 years ago.
Hey, Seamus, how about we make that one fuck that one? That'd be fun to watch, eh?
That would be great. Well, that one fucks that one. We can fuck that one and that one over there.
See the one with the big horns? Yeah. Breed that one with the big nuts. Okay, good. And we call this one Big Horny Nuts.
Yeah, they were choosing sheep based on their coat color because what's a herd without some aesthetic appeal, right? These ancient farmers...
Well, I mean, conceivably, if the clothes that you make come from the wool that you're shearing off the sheep, and you want different shades...
If you want to cut a step of dyeing out, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, or if you're trying to get it lighter so that it takes the dye more naturally, You know what I mean? Or like you're the clothier for two different warring clans. You don't want to give them the same color. It gets all confusing on the battlefield.
You got to have two colors.
It also helps when you're identifying which ones you have and have not fucked yet. So I fucked the redhead sheep. I fucked the brunette sheep. The striped one. I got the polka dot one. So, when you're able to dye these colors, then you know where you've stuck your dick into.
These ancient farmers were so serious about it that they even gave the sheep a genetic marker for their fabulous fleeces, the kit gene, which apparently makes for white wool. I mean, who knew ancient sheep had a thing for being fabulous? But wait, sheep didn't just stay in one place. These little wool-bearing globetrotters spread across Eurasia, hitching rides with human migrations. That's right, folks. Sheep were not just getting high-end farm life. They were leading the charge for human expansion across Europe. It turns out those fluffy creatures weren't just good for making your sweater soft. They were also driving trade and migration.
Not for nothing. Just not to interrupt you real quick. I often go into the thoughts of dogs and how we have engineered all these different dogs for all these different purposes, and I think like this sheep, like the herding of sheep. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Sheep is a versatile animal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They produce milk.
Yep.
But you can also eat them. You know what I mean? You get clothes. So keeping a sheep alive, but what I'm saying is that keeping a sheep alive is beneficial to you.
Yes. And
if you're nomadic, you got to keep looking for sheep. You know, training a dog to. That's how a lot of shepherds do it. They have dogs. I watch a lot of sheepdog videos. I fucking love them. They're fucking great because those dogs are nuts.
Those dogs are awesome.
Plus, it's a lot harder to fuck a dead sheep. So you want to keep it alive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it starts to rot after a while, and it just you thought the smell was bad when they were alive. Sheep and whores, you know.
Have you guys ever seen monkey dog rodeo at the Blue Rocks game?
No idea what you're talking about. I'm curious what Pete is doing.
I have to stand up. My legs are driving me absolutely insane right now.
You know, I often think it would be we would be better if we were on our feet, but I don't want to sit. I don't want to stand up for 3 hours.
Oh no, I can't stand up for 3 hours, but I can't sit down for three.
When I first moved the studio down here, I was doing the show halfway on my feet.
Yeah, they say a lot of radio personalities will do it standing up, just because your blood's moving. You know.
Yep.
But. What were we talking? We weren't. Let's get back. I guess we'll get back to the story now because I'm lost. I forgot what I was saying.
Keeping sheep alive.
I was talking about how originally the sheep were black and brown, and then they got covered with so much baby batter that the sheep the coats became white.
I'm gonna call that one a miss. I love you, man. It was a nice try.
And we also breed them to have progressively tighter goat pussies. You ever seen a goat vagina you see a goat vagina from the back, it's quite tight. But if you crossbreed the tightest ones, then you know that what's coming up is going to feel just. I mean, at some point, it just feels like you're trying to stretch out a straw. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much more. The story goes on to detail how.
I mean, it really goes into detail that we don't need.
Yeah,
but
about migration.
And the meat is super tender.
After you fuck it.
It becomes so tender.
After you fuck it.
Because it's been tenderized.
You know, there was a time in the history of the Media Virus podcast where I was quite upset that, like, you know, it bothered me that you weren't able to join us. You've helped me to get over that.
Oh shit.
I feel like he thinks up a whole bunch of dirty shit at improv that he can't say.
That is far more accurate than you realize.
Well, this is guerrilla improv.
He just comes in and tries to unload his perversion on us.
He knows that we have a bit of a plan, which then, in his mind, is an audience shouting out situations and props that he needs to use in his in his improv.
Which is why I've structured it this way.
And you had two news stories that just went completely off the rails.
Well, I think all three of them did, to be honest with you. Which one stayed on the rails?
Good call. I particularly enjoy how we rein you in and it's okay for a while and it starts over.
Going off the rails is so much part of the plan that I actually stopped laying rails. Like I always do so much planning
Right.
because I know, like I thought I did too much because there's shit we didn't read, there's shit we didn't get to. I did too much, right? But that's good. It's better to have too much ammunition to go in with than not enough. Honestly, I feel like we could keep going, but we're out of stories.
Yeah.
Was there anything? Actually, hang on a second, because there was. We have a Big Daddy Asks, and I want to ask Big Daddy about something. Let me hang on, because I'm glad I remembered it. I shot it to the link list, and then what I did after that was completely forget about it until right now. And I just wanted to kind of get into this. Why is it's always such a pain in the fucking ass? There's like a thing like hiding.
There's got to be a way to make it scroll down faster. Better.
Can we just take a lot of the ass end out of it, like, and leave?
Yeah, I suppose I could move some of it to another sheet.
Because I mean, for the people wondering what's going on, is we have a thing called the link list, and we email it the news stories. It's the easiest way we can to communicate what's going on the show, and we've been using this link list since maybe 3 weeks after the show started. So that was 4 plus years ago, and so that's how, and we do approximately 9 stories a week, so
Sometimes we did far more when we had TikToks and things going in there.
yes. So, let me pull this over here.
This is actually the toned down version.
Yes, it's been edited once before.
We've done a lot of scaling back, but
And
let me see if I can
working with just over 3,000 lines.
share. Now I'm having a problem because I have way too many tabs open.
You have to remember.
Okay, here we go. Oh, you can barely fucking see it. Let me see if I can.
You can't embiggen it.
Huh?
You said it's not going to let you embiggen it.
That I can see it. It's a chick in a wheelchair on a stripper pole.
Yeah. You ready for this?
I am ready for this.
All right, so here we go. Dude, those arms are pretty impressive. You've got to admit.
Yeah.
You can't. I guess you can. No,
All right.
Dude, look at that.
And the chair.
Yeah, she's taking. Look at the upper body strength on this chick.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
The core is incredible. Look at it.
All right.
If only she could hold on a little bit longer, that girl could get a good jog in.
Well, so, and I'm just sitting here. I'm letting it run, waiting for Big Daddy to make a hand job joke. I'm going to give up now. But
How do I get
the
back?
grippy grip?
But not for nothing, dude. So I saw that in a TikTok, right?
Right.
And then, it was somebody's stitch. Like somebody stitched it and was making their comments. I didn't want to play the stitch, so I went looking for it.
Okay.
because of it's not that impressive, with the way I'm sharing the screen and everything. I'm not going to go into it, but if you go ahead and just search wheelchair stripper pole, that's not the only video. Some of them are weird. Really fucking weird.
Just some of them.
Some of them. Yeah.
Some of them are perfectly normal.
Was that not perfectly normal?
I guess as close as it gets.
Close as we get. What's this you sent to me? Is that
was the link? I thought
that was the same link? Okay.
I think so.
All right. So I just wanted to, get Big Daddy's take on handicapped strippers.
Handicapped strippers is a very lucrative and very specific niche.
It's also a woman's band name.
Because you can pay them, but you can also snatch the money back and run, and they won't be able to catch you. The biggest downside to a wheelchair stripper pole is that it takes forever for them to do a lap dance. So they have to put the chair next to you, and they got to swing themselves over to your lap, and there's just a lot of extra.
When you say wheelchair lap dance, I was just picturing her just stomping your nuts with the chair.
No.
The problem with the wheelchair lap dance is that the wheels hurt when they roll over your nuts. It leaves tread marks over your drawers, and
if you thought skid marks were hard to get out, you ought to try marks from a wheelchair. Dre, why you come home with skid marks in the back and tire tracks in the front?
It was a long day, baby. It was a long day. On the plus side, you don't smell like perfume. You smell like nursing home.
You smell like 3-in-1 oil because of the
wheelchair
wheels.
I mean, got to make sure you keep your chair lubed.
Big Daddy, you know what? You are a very well-known person in Delaware. I feel like a lot of people know you, and you know a lot of people.
This is unfortunately true.
So we read a story in the A block. It was a local story about a woman who what? No, she's not his type. But she was arrested for felony assault after a road rage incident where this little wisp of a girl picked up a 73-year-old woman and body slammed her into the pavement.
I have got to see this
we don't
video.
have
we don't have video.
I don't have video now.
We need to find this video.
Mug shot of the little girl.
Absolutely.
They have yet to release any information about the 73-year-old woman. Now, can you see that? That girl
Yes.
picked up another human being and slammed them into the pavement. And that human being was 73 years old.
I can believe that. You see how her hair is parted perfectly down the middle?
Is that perfect? Yeah, close enough, I guess.
So this is the kind of woman, if she is determined to part her hair like that, she will part you from your soul. So
I don't know. It's funny. Everybody had looked at this picture as seeing evil in this girl's soul, and she looks like a fucking librarian to me. But
She looks like a freaky. I bet she is a closet freak librarian. And to be fair, picking up a 73-year-old woman is not that difficult. The hard part is to remember to pick up her colostomy bag. You got to pick up her and her walker.
The hard part is getting past the level of inhumanity that is. That's the hard part for me. The hard part is
having an argument driving along.
No, I believe the hard part was the pavement.
And they pulled over to continue to have a screaming match. When they got out of the cars, the young girl didn't put her car in park, and it started to roll away. And the little old lady hopped and reached to stop it. Throwing it back in, hitting the brake, throwing it back in gear. And she yoked her out of the car and body slammed her.
So this is 24-year-old Zoe Hickman. So if you ever meet this woman, just know that she is capable mentally, as a person, causing severe bodily harm to an elderly person.
She needs to change that last name to Hitman.
So just so we're all clear on, on who that person is. There you go. I finished with my moral indignation. Anybody else got anything to say? I wanted to see if you knew her. If maybe she's like, oh shit, I fucked her.
No, she's too skinny.
I understand, but sometimes it's not.
Now the 73-year-old maybe.
For a walk, you know what I'm saying? She that hip ain't healing anytime soon.
Her hips out of a lot. She's sipping through a straw, right? Oh, she was already sipping through a straw. All right, never mind.
Somebody's watching this.
How about that?
Isn't that something? Why anybody?
So the goal now is to say something that'll get that person.
We don't need to make that the goal. No. We don't need to do that. No.
Do you? All right, here we go. Do you
hang on, just a second.
Maybe we do something that gets him to call a friend.
Yeah, a second. Maybe we say something that goes, he laughs at, says, maybe post to social media or something like that, or just pops in a comment. Hey, you're not funny, but whatever. We don't have to make them so grossed out because we've tried this before. We've tried that formula of saying the most offensive shit we could think of, and nobody was paying attention. Remember that?
So at 83 years old, do you suppose that she shit herself before or after the body slam?
I'm wondering if it was during.
Oh man!
I mean, not for nothing. When there's a colostomy bag, are you really shitting yourself?
You're shitting everybody when there's a colostomy.
I always liked George Carlin's take on the colostomy bag. He thought that they should integrate an FM radio and cassette player and call it a shit man.
A shit. So, why don't you tell us where people can find you and people will tell you what they think.
If you want to tell me what you think about my comedy, you can come to Wilmington Brew Works tomorrow night, 8:00, where I will be performing improv live and in living color at the Wilmington Brew Works. Come on, get your ticket and have a few drinks, buy me a beer, you know what I'm saying? And you can hear me be off the motherfucking chain because we do not have the restrictions of family-friendly comedy. off the chain. So yeah, come on down. And if you happen to be 73 with all right, that would have been too much.
Oh,
Well, that
Bring
there's the line. We found it.
bring your grandmother to the show. It's body slam night for grandma.
Every grandma gets body slammed for free.
So I used to.
Free body slams after 9 for anyone over the age 70.
I used to, when I was in a band. We had other friends that were in bands, and there was a band called Hippopotamus. And on their flyers, they had this punk rock. They drew a punk rock hippopotamus, and on the flyer, they would give directions like, "If you see the Acme, you've gone too far," and they had the hippo saying, "If you bring your mom, you get in free. If she's really fat, we'll give you $1." Which I always wanted to cash in on. But my mom wasn't fat and wouldn't come with me to the shows. So I got in free anyway, so it didn't,
That's $1 you want to frame.
Nobody took him up on that. Nobody brought their mom to the shows. Actually, I'm lying. There was only one human being that brought their mother to almost every show that they could come to, and that was my fucking drummer. And there's one of my drummers, early on, and his mom was like his biggest fan,
right?
And like he used to listen to Guar like in the car with her. But like when I wanted to play, like there's a Misfits tune called Angel Fuck. I wanted to play Angel Fuck. And he was like, dude, my mom comes to the shows. I'm like, I don't understand your logic. So that got into that we'd call, his name was Scott. We'd call him a choir boy. And I told him that our album cover was going to be a dragon raping a nun while shitting on the Vatican.
Jesus, dude.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I would just do shit to piss him. I would make puppets out of paper plates. Like a dragon and a nun and Scott. And he was always getting offended. He's like, no, I'm offended. And then they both kick his ass. He'd get mad. It was because I would just do it. Like it would be practice. We'd be like taking a break. I would just like take control. You know what? Not for nothing, but I can't believe that every test my parents ever gave me came back that I wasn't retarded.
So, I think I sent this video to you the other day, Matt. But I wanted to share it here tonight because it's
absolutely
that awesome.
It is quite awesome.
And sorry I can't make it bigger, but this is a reel that I stumbled on the other day.
Yo, chill. What? Chill out. Am I on the wrong site? That wasn't YouTube, so I guess that wasn't YouTube? I was on the wrong tube. Oof. I got a stiffy. Oh, sorry. I never used one of these before. That's good? Yeah, that's good. Oh, okay. Wow. This might last a minute. Sorry, I never used one of these before.
That's okay.
This is my first day out in the community. If I want to like stay out here, I can, but I don't know if I really want to. I just like chopping wood every day.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's a big decision.
Yeah.
So what? You honest?
Yeah. I like chop wood and fuck my cousin.
Okay. And how old are you now?
I'm 23.
Whoa. So who brought you out?
It was my dad.
Huh?
Yeah.
I chop wood and fuck my cousin. And then just kept right going. That is such a high level, brilliant concept, though. Black Amish, and he never said it. He just went with it.
Yeah, people just assume that, like, they're a black Amish. There aren't. They're all Dutch. Very enclosed community. Speaking
Amish.
of enclosed community, this little community that we have has a tradition. Where Big Daddy asks a question, and we share it. And we call that segment Big Daddy Asks. And here it is for this week.
The Media Virus Podcast
Is that coming through?
Yep.
presents a Stanley McFadden production. Big Daddy proudly brings to you
Big Daddy asks.
What up, everyone? Go Birds. So here's tonight's question. The year is 2040. The first astronauts have landed on Mars. On Mars, they find a cave. In the cave is a skeleton, a human skeleton. And on the wall are written 4 words. What are those 4 words?
All right, so let's. Who wants to kick off the festivities?
I like your next motherfuckers.
Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah, what 4 words you think are written on the wall of the Mars cave above the human skeleton?
4 words.
I've got it. Put
4.
the candle back.
Four.
I like that.
A young Frankenstein reference?
Uh-huh.
I was thinking, and I was sitting here going, "Is that?"
That's 3.
Yeah, there's 4 words, so Anyway, no, it's 4 words. Put the candle back. Don't fuck my corpse.
I was gonna say, don't touch my dick.
And part of why I think that's funny is having a man use his last dying energy to write on the wall, "Don't fuck my corpse." Like he knows he's dying.
He knows whoever shows up there is probably gonna look like
They're probably gonna fuck him. And he doesn't want that.
That's a sexy corpse right
I
there.
figure he's made the trip to Mars already, right? So,
dude, he's the first man.
At some point, it's come to his attention that somebody's going to stumble upon his corpse and think, nobody'd know it if I fucked him.
Those are some real purty eye sockets.
It's a long fucking ride.
I really thought I had my foot on the line. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna kiss the line. We give it a little hi. How you doing? Here I am. And then Big Daddy pissed off my shoe.
Like a 73-year-old geriatric driver, Big Daddy body slams the line.
Big Daddy walks up, pisses on my shoes, and then continues just to keep walking. But I guess Pete, do you decline to answer, or did you come up with an answer? Did you?
The only answer I could come up with would be It's an exit only.
The cave or
no? What do you think? It's an
Ah.
exit only.
Now, if there could be, maybe a little bit, maybe if they had more time to write out their final thoughts, you'd write something like, "We've been trying to get a hold of you about your vehicle's extended warranty."
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
That's right. But I think we've reached the logical conclusion.
The end of our so-called extended warranty.
That's right. And we got a good almost hour. At 55, we're going to be leaning into 57 minutes by the time we finish off all the reads and shit. So,
yeah, not a lot of reads, but everybody remember to check out Big Daddy. You said that's Thursday night? Tomorrow?
That is Thursday night. That at 8 o'clock at Wilmington Brewworks. Have a drink and a laugh. Come see me shake my dick and body slam an old lady.
and really let them know how you feel. Let them know what.
Let me know how you feel.
And I will be. I'll be out front handing out eggs.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Big Daddy, Grease Monkey Pete, and our fearless leader, Matty Rockdef, I'm Professor Mike Litoris, coming from to you live here in Uncle Butch Studios, where we do this every week. This has been episode 221, The C Block with Big Daddy. We'll catch you next week.
Go Birds and Monty Blue.